So I just came out of Kroger's to buy some groceries for next week. And I've got a question. God's had me in this period of isolation these last few months. So I just want to make sure I didn't miss the memo. So what is it with a lot of, I said a lot of, many of them, not all of them, black women in the grocery store, you look them right in the face and you say hello and they act like you didn't say anything. Am I missing something, or is there a memo that I did not hear about? This is Dr. Dex. Remember, Dr. Dex.
Black women do not need to talk to you anywhere they go. We like to do what? Drink our water and mind our business. Just like you should be doing what? Drinking your water and minding your damn business. We do not need to talk to you outside of a grocery store. We don't need to talk to you inside of a grocery store. If we decide to start motherfucking lips closed, we can do that shit and never talk to your ass again. Next time, maybe just keep walking and minding your what? Fucking business. I said that shit.
And since when has the grocery store ever become some kind of meet and greet? That man got on here talking about something why black women don't want to speak in the grocery store. Listen, we don't owe y'all any type of conversations, okay? The only conversation that I need to be having is the cashier asking me, do I want to use cash, debit, or credit, okay? And the only time that I need a man to open up his mouth and say something to me if he's the bag boy loading up my groceries and he asks me, do I need help taking it to my car? Because yes, I do. Black women just want to come and grocery shop. This ain't no kind of social hour. And then if you do speak, you give them an inch, they take them out. They want to hold a whole doggone conversation. Look, do I look like Adele to you? Hello, it's me. God forbid a black woman just want to shop in peace and do a little bit of grocery shopping. You up there in the grocery store trying to buy you a dozen of eggs, and you trying to figure out why eggs are almost $10. And next thing you know, you got a man coming up to you and trying to speak. Listen, sir, if you don't get up out my face, and next thing you know, you're going to have to start Instacarting your groceries because you can't even go up in the grocery store and buy a little pack of meat, okay? And get some peace.
If you really want to know the reason why black women stop saying hi to you in the grocery store, it's probably because of the violence that black women face on a day-to-day basis. Being a woman in general, it's hard to tell when a random encounter with a man is going to turn into a violent one. And especially as a black woman, the chances of that encounter turning violent is very high. Black women are 6 times more likely to be killed than white women, disproportionately more likely to be sexually assaulted and sexually abused than white women. On top of all that, less likely to be believed. And taking into account as preteens, black women are painted to be over-sexualized and fast, which has created the culture that encourages men sometimes older than us to believe that we are just objects and prizes to be won. Which then creates this weird, disgusting, entitled anger when they don't get what they want. The same anger that caused a woman to get shot in the head twice in 2014 for not giving a man her number even though she was engaged. That caused 2 sisters to get attacked, one being killed in 2024. A 22-year-old college student getting shot in the face. A 29-year-old woman from Pittsburgh being shot in a bar. Countless other stories of black women getting their lives taken from them because they told a man no. Countless stories like this exist. You realize and figure out the best thing you can do for yourself sometimes is to not respond. So instead of getting in your car, turning on the camera, and asking the internet why black women won't say hi to you in the grocery store anymore, let's do some research on the reasons why we don't feel safe enough to do so.
Y'all are gonna think this is hilarious, but I'm sharing this because I'm curious and I feel like I'm gonna get some good responses. So, I've been trying to get out, mingle with the people, push myself out of my comfort zone. The other day I was at the grocery store and I just happened to look around. I'm just like, there are a lot of like guys in here. Like, what, is this the time they come out? Like, what's happening? So there's this one guy who was, picking some fruit. I'm maybe I'm doing the same thing. And we make eye contact. And for like 10 seconds. So what I usually do in this situation is I smile to say it's safe. I'm friendly. But then after 10 seconds, the guy walks away. And my friends were like, girl, you got to do more than that. And I'm just like, are you kidding? What am I supposed to do?
All right, guys, I kind of had a little revelation today talking to my black female friend. And it was a surprising one, honestly. Okay, first of all, she is beautiful. She's a beautiful girl, okay? And she was talking about, like, how, you know, she loves her black men, loves, you know, the chocolatey, the better. And I'd be like, yes, I love my dark chocolate men. And she's like, oh my God, she loves, like, you know, like flirting, talking to them, you know, being approached wherever she goes and all. And she's like, oh, you must get the same. And I was like, oh, no, I actually don't. Like, I was literally thinking about it over here, like looking at this girl. And I'm like, no, they don't. Black men don't tend to approach me. Like, I get approached by Latino men. I get approached by Caucasian men. Black men don't approach me. And they haven't approached me for like 25 years of my life. I mean, like, I'm not saying ever at all, but like, I can literally count on my hands. And I'm like, why? Am I giving off some kind of energy? Why, y'all?
Okay, y'all, so I moved to Miami from Chicago in like April, and it is so different. Like, the black men, they don't really try to talk to me. Like, the black men love the lighter women and the foreign women, people or whatever. But what's mind-blowing a little bit is that I'm considered foreign to the Italians, the Cubans. Like, they even say like I have an accent, and they think that is so cute. And it's just like literally the opposite of what I'm used to for real. So it's nothing but like all type of different races always trying to talk to me. And they say I'm foreign. Exotic. Honey, I'm from Chicago, right?
Exotic, yeah.
That's just so funny what the black dudes consider foreign, but the other races and the white dudes and other that consider us foreign. That's Miami for you.
I had a black man tell me last night at an event that black men don't approach women. He said that they like to sit back and watch and wait for women to approach them. He said white men are the ones that go in there with the, hey, how you doing? Right off the bat. So I asked him if I can get him on camera saying this. Of course he refused. Lame. But do you agree? Is approaching a woman a racial thing?
Hey y'all, I got something to say. I'm wondering if anybody else experiences, and now I just left from the store, particularly Whole Foods, no big deal. And there was a young black man that walked through the parking lot. He looked to his left, he looked to his right, and then quickly turned away. To his right was another black woman, and he looked straight at me. Of course, I'm a black woman. And then as I go into the store, I see another black man, and I tend to get this every time I'm in the grocery store. What is the problem with brothers speaking to black women? Now, there was a sister in the store, and she looked me in the eye, and hey, how you doing? How you doing? Another black woman, hey, how you doing? How you doing? But when it comes to black men, they turn their heads so quickly as to think that like every black woman is desperate, or, oh, I don't want to say hi. She might think that I'm trying to talk to her. What is up with that? Somebody needs to help me out with that. What is wrong with when you see another black person just to speak? And not because you're not looking me in the eye, but you're looking me in my eye. You're actually looking at me, glancing, and then you turn away. Just say hello. How you doing? Nice to hello, ma'am, or whatever, and just speak. Nobody is desperate for you brothers out there. As a matter of fact, I am well taken. But it is very disrespectful to me, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong or if you experience this. Black men, if you see another black woman in the grocery store, just say hello. That's all you have to do. Nobody wants your phone number. Nobody wants you to date them or marry them. Just say hello. Because I'm pretty sure if you're black, then you got a black mama, a black auntie, a black cousin. I'm hoping that you speak to them. So just acknowledge us as the same. We all family. Just say hello. Nobody wants a marriage proposal, okay? It's okay to say hello to your fellow black women out in public. Whether it's at the park, at the grocery store, at the bank, just say hello. Matter of fact, you don't even have to say hello. Just do a nod, and that'll be good. Now, this is just a public announcement from a fellow black woman, okay?
Effects of being told that Men do not approach you because you're intimidating. Who can
6'2" black girl here, as someone that's been called intimidating from the beginning of time. The long-term effects is just changing your mindset. And if you are having an issue changing your mindset about being intimidating, please listen to this. It is not you, it is them. Now, before that sounds so cliche and boring, let me elaborate. Do you want a man that can see you, be interested in you, and because he's too scared, too intimidated to approach you, he just walks by you? Or do you want a man that can see you and be like, damn, you know what? I'm a little nervous. She pretty as hell. I don't want to disturb her, but damn, I have to say something. I don't know about y'all, but I want that one. The one I just said, okay? I want a man that can see me and be like, oh my God, like, I'm nervous, I'm a little scared, she's so pretty, I don't want to disturb her, I'm a little bit intimidated, whatever that really means. I'm a little bit intimidated, I'm a little nervous, but you know what? She seems like the type of girl I want to talk to. I'm gonna put my pride aside, I'm gonna put my ego aside, and I'm gonna go get this girl. That's the type of man I want. That's husband to me. That's husband material. And even regardless, the best way to not care about these men that don't approach you because you're intimidating, just think, that's not my husband. My husband would never do that. You want a man that can surpass all emotions, all odds, all expectations just for you. Sacrifice himself for you in that aspect. So the long-term effects are just going where you're loved and realizing that people that don't approach you aren't good enough for you. Simple. The only thing you can do, really, what I do, is make myself more available if I see a guy out and I want him to know that it's okay to approach me. Like, it's all about the body language and making sure you're open and facing him when you're like at a bar or something, or making eye contact or smiling when he walks by. I do this all the time and it works. Like, it doesn't even matter. And by the way, they don't have to be an alpha male or confident, like, you know, a very outgoing man to do this. I had a very, very shy guy, this very nerdy guy come up to me when I was out in New York, and he is not someone I can tell by his demeanor that would do this, but he was like, hi, like, I just saw you on social media and I think you're really pretty, and I'd love to take you out on a date. Like, does tomorrow work? And I went on the date, I did. The fact that he had the confidence to come up to me meant a lot to me, and I'm very attracted to confidence, so there you go. So go where you're loved, love where you go, and know that if that man isn't doing the things that you want a man to really treat you, that's not your husband, and go about your day. There are men out there who will do the most just to get your number, so don't worry, y'all, you're gonna be alright. So yeah, the long-term effects is not caring about the people who say they can't, and focusing on the people that say they can.
The reason why men are not approaching women, according to this guy from this podcast called like Net Positive, something John Christ is his name or whatever, I just saw this video, is because they are terrified of the things that women are sharing about the way that they are treating us. They're terrified of the groups, the conversations, the text chains, all of the talk about like the icks that we get about them. And all. Women are terrified of being murdered. Women are terrified of being unalived, of being assaulted, of being raped, of being beaten, of being completely manipulated, right? It is an annoying thing for women to bicker and chit-chat about the little icks they have with the guys that they're seeing and dating. This is what women do, okay? Love it or hate it. But it's like, I don't buy it. Like, to equate their feelings of terror in dating because women are chatting about how they're being treated compared to what women experience on a daily basis is just so like reductive, I guess is the word like, it doesn't compare. It really doesn't compare. And to me, it is like when white people complain about not having certain things or complain about certain privileges that are just not afforded to them. Be a black person. Just be a black person. No matter what kind of status you have, however much money you have, how much power you have, you still get treated like you're not worthy or not good enough. it just, the math doesn't math to me, and it frustrates me to know. And I listen to this man talk about this, and I can't even, like, I don't think he's wrong in expressing what he feels and what he thinks a lot of men feel. The men are scared of just not being respected and not being, you know, looked at as like, oh, we just gonna lock our lips and not talk about anything that they did wrong and just keep our feelings to ourselves. I mean, yeah, women talk, women chat, okay, gossip. It may not be the best thing to be doing, right? You can keep some of your business to yourself, but it just frustrates me. Am I on a different rock and a different like solar system? Because it just doesn't equate. Something is not right. And they cannot grasp the level of accountability it takes for a man to just speak for himself, say what works for him and what doesn't work for him. If he's gonna be interested, if he wants to take you out, if he wants to get to know you, go for it and do it. I feel like most women would actually pull up their bootstraps and do all the things that we ask men to do. We are willing to do that. Most women are willing to do the things that we want men to do, right? And in that social dynamic of our gender roles, we just don't do that. We pull back. We wait for you to do that. We wait for the men to do that. And then they don't. And then the men are out here saying like, well, I just don't like how they like tell their friends about our date after it happened, and how they don't like the way that like I, you know, tie my shoelaces, or that I like ride a bicycle or surf or whatever, the ick list that people are talking about, whatever. That's stupid to me. But it just is so weird. Am I the only one who's like, it doesn't math to me? And it's so frustrating. Like, dudes, be for real. It's like bigger fish to fry than like, the ego is so fragile. It's so fragile. It's unbelievable. I'm screaming. Like, I'm sorry.
If you see a woman now that you're attracted to, you're not going to approach her?
Yeah.
You think you're too good?
Why would you? I didn't say that.
So what is it?
I don't need to do that. I got too much to bring to the table.
I don't need to do that. I need too much to the table.
Without blaming black women, what is the reason for you exclusively dating outside of your race?
You know, I really be trying to root for us sometimes. I be trying, but y'all insist on making it hard. I'm not stitching this to answer the question because I do not exclusively date outside my race. And the operative word in that is exclusively. And for the brothers that don't know what that means, that just means you specifically don't date black women. But of the answers that I've seen, what I'm really noticing is that all of y'all are indirectly saying that you aren't strong enough for black women. Like, if your answer is, oh, she's too extra, she's too loud, she's too that. Like, baby, you just ain't got the strength, big dog. You ain't got the equipment. You ain't got the proper facilities, big man. I honestly just want to see the video of the man who's honest with himself and says, I don't care about myself the way that black women would care for me, and I'm not ready for that.
Stop approaching women, please. Y'all niggas are falling for the hezzy. Stop! Approaching women in 2025 might be the worst thing a nigga can do. I just seen a video of a woman asking men why we don't approach them anymore. That bitch trying to be funny. Let me give you some reasons why approaching women in public might not be good for us. One, you don't know if she actually like you. You might approach her and it's, I got a boyfriend university. Which is fair, because either she actually do have a boyfriend or she's trying to politely reject you, which is W rejection. That's best case scenario. More realistically, it's gonna be 4 vending machines, 1 snack versus my bitch ass. I start talking to the attractive one out the group, and here go the fridge. She don't fuck with you. She don't like you. Leave us alone. Us? Damn! Can fine shit say that? Can the attractive one of the group say that? Can group leader speak? Damn! Are you the troll protecting the bridge? Fuck! All I'm saying is, can I get rejected by the person I'm speaking to? I'm fine with rejection. Why am I getting rejected by the ugly of the group? No, I'm just saying, buddy. Like, why is the refrigerator protecting the snacks, buddy? Let the snack speak. The snack has feelings too. Now, as a woman, you're probably thinking like, oh, well, why don't you just speak to the girls individually? Like, it's weird when you're speaking to a group of women. You have to talk to the refrigerator first so she can open up her door to the snacks. I don't know why that's the way it is, but it's just the way it is. You got to throw a couple compliments, even if you don't mean it. Now, as I know women are watching this and they're probably like, well, she probably does know her friend's type. Man, let the friend reject me, buddy. Me personally, I like to approach groups of women to, you know, shoot my shot if I'm in public, because I just feel like women are more comfortable when they're around their friends. Me personally, I've never got like a disrespectful no. It's always like, oh no, I'm okay, or no, I got a boyfriend, or it's usually I get the I got a boyfriend thing, but I've never like got a disrespectful no. But I've seen disrespectful no's. It's worse things than no, buddy. And I don't want to invalidate anybody's feelings, but the way women are so mean these days, you would think men aren't scary as enough. Like, you would think that men aren't as scary as people portray us to be. The no's that I've seen are insanity, boy. I think one of the worst ones I've ever seen is one of my friends walked up to a group of girls, right? He's just walking up. Immediately, the girl starts screaming. Ah! Right? So we're all laughing, because why could she be screaming? She proceeds to say, I thought Halloween was in October. You're a little bit early, huh, buddy? I would have cried immediately. Matter of fact, I would have had to air that bitch out. I think ugly is a mean word to use, right? So if I said ugly throughout this video, I apologize, I retract it. Now, I don't think the rejection is the bad part. I think when people that you're not attracted to is also laughing at you, it makes it 10 times worse, because you're looking over and it's like, why that big ugly bitch laughing at me? I wasn't talking to her, I'm talking to her friend. But her friend just called me a monster. So now the big bitches and ugly women are laughing. Probably gonna get canceled for this video. Point of me saying that is, men, if a woman rejects you, take that on the chin and keep it pushing. There's more fish in the sea, buddy, I promise.